Okay, hello there, class. Well, now that we know how to find equivalent fractions using the lowest common denominator from our last lesson, we can now begin to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. Okay? So, if you remember from 4th grade, you added and subtracted your fractions, but they all had the same denominator. Well, in 5th grade, we learn how to add and subtract fractions that do not have the same denominator. So the first thing we got to do is get common denominators. And remember, we did that with our homework yesterday. Okay, so if I have the fractions 1/6 plus 3/4, okay, I look at that and I can't do anything with it yet because my denominators are not the same. And one thing I'm going to do to help myself out a little bit is I'm going to circle my sign here so that I remember that I'm adding. Okay, remember that I'm adding. So, step number 1 is I need to find the LCD or LCM, same thing, lowest common multiple of the denominators. I can do nothing until my denominators are the same. Okay? So, how do I find the LCM or the LCD? I start by listing multiples. Okay? List multiples, okay, of the denominators. Okay, so, and I've told you before, let's go ahead and start with the larger number, the larger denominator. In this case, the larger denominator is the 6, right? Okay, so I'm going to do my count bys. I'm going to count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. Okay? Okay, I'm going to stop there, and now I'm going to list my multiples of 4. So I've got 4, 8, 12. I can stop now, can't I? Do I have a number that appears in both lists? I sure do. So I'm going to go ahead and circle it. 12, that's my new denominator. 12. Okay. So step 2, now that I have my new common denominator, step 2, create equivalent fractions. Okay? And we're going to use our golden rule of fractions when we do that, right? Okay, so the golden rule of fractions. Do to the top as you do to the bottom. Okay, so you got to do the same thing to the top as you did to the bottom. You guys would do very well to memorize that. Okay, so I'm going to make my 2 new fractions. So I've got 1/6 and I've got 3/4. And my new denominator is 12. Okay? So now I'm going to ask myself, what math fact got me from 6 to 12? How did I get from 6 to 12? What did I do? I multiplied by 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Then I follow my golden rule of fractions. Do to the top as you do to the bottom. And so I multiplied by 2, so I'm put times 2 up here. 1 times 2 is 2. So there's my equivalent fraction to 1/6 is 2/12. Okay, now I'm going to make my equivalent fraction of 3/4 with 12 as a denominator. And the math fact that went from 4 to 12 was 4 times 3. Okay? So I have to do the same thing to the top, so it's 3 times 3. So now I have 2/12 and 9/12. So I'll take 2/12 plus, because remember, I was adding 9/12 equals 11/12. So that was step 3, by the way. Add or subtract. The numerators only. Guys, we don't add and subtract the denominators. Add and subtract the numerators only. Big old rule here. Denominators stay the same. Denominators stay the same. Okay, so denominator is going to stay 12. We're not going to add 12 plus 12. Okay. Okay. Oh, and by the way, my cat's name is Ninja. Got that? My cat's name is Ninja. Okay, step 4. Simplify if possible. Dividing the numerator and denominator by the greatest common factor, or the GCF. Okay. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's try 1/3 plus 6/9. I'm adding. Okay. My denominators are different, so I'm going to list multiples. Okay, and I'm going to start with 9. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to list my multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9. I hope everyone shouted, "Stop!" Okay, we're going to stop because I have found my lowest common multiple is 9. So now I'm going to make equivalent fractions. 1/3 equals something over 9. And 6/9 equals something over 9. Okay. Now I'll ask myself, what math fact got me from 3 to 9? All of you should have said multiply by 3. Do the same to the top that I did to the bottom. So 1/3 is the same as 3/9. How did I get from 9 to 9? Well, that's easy. Times 1. So 6 times 1 is 6. Okay, so I'm going to add them together. 3/9 plus 6/9 equals 9/9. And 9/9 is equal to 1 whole. There we go. Okay, I'm going to give you some practice problems now. Okay, got one that's going to be subtraction here. Okay, ready? Let's do 14/16 minus 1/8. Okay, and I'm going to circle that minus sign so that I remember that I'm subtracting. Okay. Okay. Same as adding. You're going to find the LCD. You're going to create equivalent fractions. Now add or subtract, and in this case is subtract. Numerators only, remember. And then, of course, step 4 is simplify if possible. Okay, so let's try that. Let's do 14/16 minus 1/8. And then let's do 4/9 minus 1/6. Okay, again, I'm going to circle my minus sign there so you know it. And let's go back and do a couple of addition ones. Let's do 1/2 plus 3/8. And let's do 3/4 plus 1/3. Okay. Okay, so try these 4 problems for practice and have them ready for school tomorrow. Bye-bye.